In the bustling city of Lagos, where life moved at a relentless pace and social trends dictated daily conversations, Tony was a man caught up in the craze of modern beauty standards. A young, ambitious man in his late 20s, Tony had built a reputation among his friends as someone who could not resist a woman with an hourglass figure, particularly those blessed with what his friends jokingly called, Big Nyash. Tony's obsession wasn't just casual admiration, it was a lifestyle. His social media feeds were filled with models and influencers flaunting their curves. He spent his weekends hopping from one Lagos club to another, often captivated by women who fit his specific preference. To his friends, Tony was living the dream. But as they say, not all that glitters is gold. Tony's infatuation began innocently enough. Growing up, he was surrounded by a culture that celebrated curvaceous women. Music videos, Nollywood films, and even local fashion shows idolized the perfect figure. Over time, Tony internalized these ideals, believing that a woman's worth was tied to her physical attributes. By the time he landed his first corporate job, Tony's preference for women with big Nyash had become a defining part of his dating life. Friends teased him about it, but Tony wore it like a badge of honor. "Life is short," he would say with a mischievous grin. "Why settle for anything less?" One Friday evening, Tony attended a high-profile party hosted by his colleague, Delhi. The event was filled with Lagos elites, and Tony's eyes immediately began scanning the room for his next conquest. That's when he saw her, Vanessa. Vanessa was stunning. Her confidence was magnetic, and her physical attributes were exactly what Tony always dreamed of. She noticed Tony's lingering gaze and, with a playful smile, decided to indulge him. The two struck up a conversation, and by the end of the night, Tony was completely smitten. Vanessa wasn't just beautiful, she was intelligent and witty. For the first time, Tony felt like he had found someone who could match his energy. They began dating, and Tony quickly fell head over heels. As their relationship blossomed, Tony started noticing things about Vanessa that seemed off. She was extremely secretive about her past and avoided certain conversations. She also had a peculiar habit of disappearing for long periods without explanation. One evening, while scrolling through social media, Tony stumbled upon a post that made his heart drop. It was an old picture of Vanessa, shared by a mutual acquaintance. In the photo, Vanessa looked almost unrecognizable, slimmer, with a completely different body shape. Tony confronted her about the picture. Initially defensive, Vanessa eventually broke down and revealed the truth. Her voluptuous figure was the result of cosmetic surgery she had undergone years ago. She explained that she had felt immense societal pressure to look a certain way, and the surgery had seemed like her only option to gain confidence. While Tony admired her honesty, he couldn't shake the unease creeping into his mind. "So, it's not real?" he thought. As their relationship continued, Tony began to witness the darker side of Vanessa's decision. She frequently complained of back pain and had to attend regular checkups to maintain her implants. One night, she woke up in excruciating pain and had to be rushed to the hospital due to complications related to her surgery. During her recovery, Vanessa opened up about the emotional toll her decision had taken on her. "Tony," she said, her voice trembling, "I've spent so much money, endured so much pain, and still, I don't feel enough. Sometimes, I wonder if it was all worth it." Her words struck Tony like a thunderbolt. For years, he had idolized a superficial ideal without considering the sacrifices and insecurities that often came with it. Vanessa's story forced him to confront his own shallow preferences and the societal pressures fueling them. After Vanessa's recovery, Tony decided to take a step back and reevaluate his life. He began reading articles, watching documentaries, and talking to women about their experiences with beauty standards. The more he learned, the more he realized how damaging his obsession had been, not just to himself but to the women he pursued. Tony eventually ended things with Vanessa, not out of judgment, but because he needed time to grow as a person. He started focusing on deeper qualities in people, valuing character over physical attributes. Years later, Tony became an advocate for body positivity in self-acceptance. He often shared his story with younger men, urging them to look beyond physical appearances and appreciate women for who they truly are. Chasing after big Nyash, he would say, might seem fun, but you never know the pain, struggles, or sacrifices behind the curves. Love people for their heart, not their hips. Tony's journey was a powerful reminder that true beauty lies beyond the surface, and that understanding someone's story is far more rewarding than chasing fleeting fantasies.